This is wild, bros, man. This has been a dope night. You are listening to the Urban Sports Scene. I'm Wole, and I'm joined by my co-host Ray. You can also, before we get to some of the particulars, you can also check us out at www.urbansportscene.com. I know this may be a little weird for y'all, but this is our Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga post-fight show. Man, I'm looking at something real quick. That's why I couldn't call it off
I
guard.
know you distracted, bro. I can see
I know
it.
I get distracted real easy. Hey, yo, if y'all ain't peep game, this has been this was an entertaining fight, if anything. Canelo Alvarez retained his super middleweight WBO, WBA, WBC, and ring titles in a unanimous decision victory over Edgar Berlanga Jr. So, Ray, man, we'll get into it. But yo, of anything, was the fight exciting to you?
It was the Caleb Plant fight for me, bro. That was the best fight of the night. And some
Yeah,
people
we're
are
gonna get to
saying that.
that. You're gonna ruin the freaking quick. We got that. I'm messing
Oh,
with
my
you.
bad. I thought you just meant the card overall. But you know what? I'm still okay with Al Heyman. I used to be really pro Al Heyman at one point,
Yeah.
but I jumped off that bandwagon because I felt like he was holding guys back like Tank and Arrow, which is why Arrow, of course, negotiated his fight with Terrence Crawford on his own. But he showed Riyadh season. He showed Turk that he still can put on good cards and the people want to see it. Now, I don't know if that's going to translate to sales in this day and age. And then Turk talking about 1999 for his upcoming pay-per-views. Al still got some work to do, but Al getting Canelo back on PBC was one of the best things he did because PBC was struggling for real, in spite of the fact that they still have a stable of great fighters.
Yeah. PBS this was a good card.
Excellent card.
It was an
And
excellent
outside
card. Because it's wild. Some
the
folks
Lara
didn't know
fight.
this fight was gonna. Some folks didn't know this fight was happening. And I'm like, dang, y'all missing out. This was an awesome card, though. Yes, there were some folks who
Yeah.
didn't know this fight was going down, bro.
Well, you know what? It was an awesome card, and I'm glad the brother Cool Boy Stephs, aka Scooter, got back in the win column. At the same time, the Lara fight, of course, was meh, and then nobody likes to see Rolly Romero fight. Period.
Yeah, exactly.
And people were making jokes on X. I gotta laugh at it. Like if Rolly's outboxing you, then you know it's a problem. Whoever was the matchmaker, they actually handed him a gift tonight.
Yeah, but real quick before we get into the actual stuff, we need to talk about subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. Also, you can just check out our podcast by searching the Urban Sports Scene on multiple podcast platforms. We're there. Just make sure you just search it out. We're in the building. Also, on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that red subscribe button and also like this video. It's the Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel, which I'm referring to. Also, don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG at Urban Sports Scene and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also, join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right, Ray, just get into it, man. You know, like I said, unanimous decision by Canelo Alvarez. You said he won every round. Some folks gave Berlanga a couple rounds. But again, it was an entertaining fight for me. For you, what were your thoughts on the fight?
I just love the fact that Canelo, no matter who he fights, taller, same height, smaller, he can walk you down.
True.
And he's such a good
wild.
boxer. Like Canelo is so versatile.
Yeah.
He's so versatile, and he's like a machine, bro. Like I understand the chatter about Will Crawford might be able to do this, or David Benavidez might be able to do this. And you know we like Benavidez. That's our guy. I like Crawford. There's nothing else Crawford has to prove to anybody. But at the same time, Canelo is different. Now he's got a couple L's, but that's because he's fought so many fights and he fought some tough guys. He lost to Floyd and Bivol. You can't argue with that. But the fact that he was walking Berlanga into the ropes and going to the body, and Berlanga was opening up every time he hit him. Then he was walking up with the high guard, bro. I just said Canelo is a great boxer. And while I'm thinking maybe Canelo needs to retire, Canelo still looks like he can fight for another year or two, bro.
You think he may retire? Need to retire? He can definitely still fight.
Well, I just need him not to duck smoke.
I just need him not to duck the smoke. That's all. But he definitely can still fight.
I mean, he is in a place where he can kind of call his own shots, don't you think, bro?
I mean, he's at the point now at the end of his career, like, you know, he's always prided Canelo of giving people what they want. And the people want a particular fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always stuck up for Canelo. I've been like, Canelo don't duck smoke. And it's hard to make that argument for this fight. I mean, for the fight I'm referring to. But let me talk about the fight itself, though.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing. You know me. I'm not in the mood to argue at this point because David Benavidez is the fight that everybody wants. Two Mexicans, the Mexican monster is what they call him. It would be a huge fight, whether it be in Texas, Vegas, in Mexico itself. We would all, I think that would even get people like yourself to pay for it. But here's the funny part though. Again, what I love about Canelo, like I said, I'm gonna reiterate it. He looks so much smaller than Berlanga. He looks smaller than Jermell Charlo.
He did.
And he's fought 3 tough guys in Charlo, in Plant, and now in Berlanga. And again, he makes him look pedestrian. It just shows how great of a fighter he is. I think he reminded people how great he was because as much as people may say, well, Berlanga didn't win any rounds tonight, Berlanga was tough. Berlanga hung in there. Berlanga actually used his jab for a change. Well, like you said, he actually tried to box. So Berlanga actually took a step forward, but it shows that even when you take a step forward against a guy like Canelo, it doesn't make a difference.
I think for his career, it's going to make a difference for him. I think it's something he can learn.
It will.
He can learn from this fight. But in terms of Canelo, he was sharp. To your point, Ray, like he's the smaller dude and he's walking this dude down.
I love it.
He's cutting the ring off. Like the dude could never fight his fight. You know what I mean? We're talking about the bigger dude in Berlanga, and he couldn't. And you know, Ray, like off the rip, the first time I saw Berlanga on like Top Rank, I was like, this dude is like that. I was a fan of Berlanga.
Knocking everybody
out. So on the flip side, in terms of talking about Berlanga, because I'm gonna give him his flowers. I used to watching him in Top Rank starting his boxing career. Like he was throwing haymakers, but he was still like he was connected. He was knocking dudes out, but he wasn't a clean fighter. Right? He was raw. This fight, I just felt like he was more of a boxer. I felt like he was using his jab. He was feinting. He wasn't cutting off the ring or whatnot. But if you look at what he was prior and it's a couple of fights before this fight, and like going into it, I would have told you this would have been like a laughable fight. Now, don't granted, like you said, Canelo dominated this fight, so I'm not taking that away from him. But to me, when he went down, like he still was trying to win the fight. And I'm gonna give him credit. When he got knocked down by Canelo, he was still trying to win the fight. It wasn't like I'm quitting. You know what I mean? Like he was frustrated. He went down. You can see it. He was frustrated, and he fought. Yeah, and he fought like he was frustrated. Some people were like, "Oh, I got knocked out," and they play it off. But he fought like he wanted to get back into the fight. You know what I'm saying? And he was willing to trade with Canelo. Like he was willing to trade. You know what I'm saying? So I give him a lot of props. I think this was for him. This was a good showing because I know initially when I heard about this fight, I was annoyed. I was like, why is Berlanga fighting Canelo? These are two. Like I even told folks, he's getting knocked out. I said Berlanga's getting knocked out in the 7th round. So he's going to be knocked out early. And props to him when he got knocked down. I was like, here we go. It's going to happen. He's going to finish this fight pretty early. We may do this post show a little bit earlier than we needed to do it. But he fought through it. And like you said, when you text me, Berlanga survived. He survived. And I didn't think he was going to survive.
He did survive. Yeah. And shout out to him for surviving. Yeah. And hopefully, like you said, he'll be able to take steps further. He'll gain some valuable experience, and maybe he can go on and fight guys like David Benavidez in the future, or guys like David Morrell. David Morrell might punish him, though. I'm sorry. Like certain guys just seem so skilled. That's the conundrum when it comes to Canelo fighting Benavidez, because Benavidez has that hand speed. However, I will say this: as much as I like David Benavidez, I know we're not there yet in terms of maybe what's next for Canelo. David Benavidez is really too big for the weight class that he fights in. We know that.
Yeah, we know that.
Like when you and I saw him in person, we was like, hold on. Matter of fact, when I saw him first, I texted like, this dude is huge. I was like, no way. How does he even shrink down to that weight? Like I can't even make 168 right now.
Go ahead.
Well, actually, I can't make 168, but you know what I'm saying. Like
I know exactly what you're saying.
If I'm struggling, like matter of fact, you're smaller than Benavidez, and if I tell
I'm bigger, I'm bigger than David.
No, he's taller than you.
Yeah, facts.
He's taller than you. So and it would take you probably a few months to get down to 168. You like getting down to 200 for you is like I hit my goal. But if you had to get down to 168 and he's taller, it shows how big that dude is. It really does. My man GB Rat.
George, man, what's up, man? George said, what was Berlanga doing mouthing off during the fight? I know. I just thought he wasn't scared. I loved it. I ain't gonna lie. I loved it.
I feel like it was. I can beat Jermell Charlo where I know I want to survive. Jermell Charlo got dropped as well, but Jermell Charlo was there for the money. Berlanga probably was too, but at the same time, Berlanga was like, I'm going to make it entertaining. And a lot of people said Puerto Rico versus Mexico is going to be entertaining just for that reason alone. On top of that, Berlanga wanted to show that he wasn't intimidated. He wasn't going back down. Paul, was good, brother? Good to see you. I know you always up this time of night. What you eating, bro? But you're right. He did get outclassed. But
he was outclassed.
At the same time, he showed toughness. He really did.
Yeah, I mean,
like
I have no issue. Like my expectations were low. going into this fight. So
I thought after that knockdown, I was with you. I'm like,
you see, you with me, right?
Like, I was like, laugh out loud.
Yeah, exactly. If homie survived, he fought a good fight. He fought a good fight. And Canelo's left hook that knocked Berlanga down was so fast that I missed. Yeah.
Did you peep after the 5th round? Canelo told his corner, "I'm about to knock him out." So
yeah,
Canelo thought in his mind, because Canelo was breaking him down.
He was. But he was going for the knockout, even towards the end. Like he wasn't coasting.
Nope.
Man, that dude's like the Terminator to me, bro. Like Canelo was like the Terminator. I ain't gonna hold you. Like that man, when he's on it, he just stalks you. He literally just stalks you. And it's like, to your point, right? When he was stalking Caleb Plant, I was like, oh, Caleb Plant don't really got real power, so he can stalk Caleb Plant. Like his power ain't bad, but it ain't like, ain't one of them. You stalking a dude who got power. That is wild to me. I know he's not as skilled. Like Paul said, he was definitely outclassed, but still, like you're still stalking somebody that does have power. He has legitimate power. Like Berlanga said it, like I spar with heavyweights. And I've knocked down a few heavyweights in sparring. Yeah. So that's legit power. Like he has legit power. And he was able to like still stalk that dude down. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's wild.
The thing about Berlanga,
fell asleep
but Paul, kind of to that point, Berlanga and what Wale is saying, Berlanga does have power. However, as the fight wore on, that power was non-existent. He was tired, not tired to where he was going to wear down and get knocked out, but he didn't have the same pop. You know, after like the 8th round, I want to say he looked tired. And like I said, Canelo was hitting him some body shots. That's where Berlanga impressed me the most tonight. Is he not just survived, but he absorbed those shots and kept on fighting. I said, wow, okay, Berlanga's tough. Berlanga's tough. But yeah, it is what it is.
My man Chief on Instagram said he dug a smoke with Benavidez. Talking about Canelo.
Is that Chief from UMS, bro?
No.
Oh, it's a different Chief.
Like
I was
say. I used to hoop in Wall Street.
I'm just asking. It don't matter. But I mean, a lot of people saying he is ducking Benavidez, and that should be the next fight. To me, that's bigger than a Crawford fight.
I think it's the most competitive one. That's the most real competitive fight. I mean, Bud can shock me. Don't get it twisted. I ain't saying like Bud.
Oh no, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like this is the fight. Buzz, yeah. But I agree with you. I think there's a lot, you got the Latin culture. There's a lot that can make that fight even more thrilling.
You said Canelo was hitting his arms?
He was. That was his game plan.
Oh, he's beating his arms up, you mean? Okay.
He was beating his arms up. He was.
For sure. My bad. Yeah. I'm with you, Paul, in terms of not wanting to see the Crawford fight. I'd rather see Benavidez too. I'm just being real. Yeah, I think it's just a bigger fight overall.
I agree. I think it's a bigger fight. And no knock on that. I just think there's a lot, and you'll have a lot of true animosity. I think the edge will be everything. It'll be the build up, but everything would be better.
It will be huge, and it's a huge global fight. The Crawford fight isn't a global fight.
I agree. I kind of agree.
I mean, Canelo's a global draw. Don't get it twisted, especially of course the Mexican.
But you got
fight fans.
But you got a real like. I don't want to say an enemy, but you know what I mean. Like it's a storyline. It's something there. Like there's a lot there.
It's the WWE element.
You got it. It's like exactly.
Well,
George said Canelo even made a huge mistake when he thought the 10-second warning was the end of the round, and Berlanga missed that shot. Yeah, he did.
Berlanga, when he misses though, he misses bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's still raw. Oh yeah, he said Bud fight would be boring.
Bud's most entertaining fight was Arrow, and then the Sean fight was good as well. But
I don't know. I think it'd be interesting. I do think I'm never going to doubt Bud. So put it that way. I'm not on that place to doubt Bud.
Here's my thing. Bud fight Benavidez, the winner gets Canelo. That's how you do it.
That is not fair for Bud. That dude is way too big. That dude for Bud is not fair because that dude
Canelo's about the same height as Bud.
But at least he fought in that weight class for a little bit. That's not a fair fight. But George said, would Canelo fight Benavidez around Cinco de Mayo? I don't know. Fight him.
Absolutely. That's when he fights. Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Weekend.
George, it's not about when he will fight him. It's if he will fight him. That's the thing. It's not would he. It's if. It's really if he would fight him.
I'm fighting him in Cowboy Stadium. Period. Cinco de Mayo weekend. That's the biggest fight ever in our lifetime.
Because Texas got a big
Mexican population.
You do got a big population.
100%. It's on the board.
That's a good idea. That's good booking. That's a good booking.
I'm doing it, and I'm gonna screw UFC again if I'm boxing, because UFC. I said it before. I watch UFC as well. UFC usually is able to outdo boxing in terms of comparative pay-per-views, if I'm saying that correctly. But tonight, boxing won. And it's because Canelo is that big of a star. That's why Canelo, in terms of pound for pound, I'm sorry, Inoue shouldn't be ahead of him. He's fought so many tough guys, and he's fought so many fights.
You don't think Inoue should be better than him? I think Inoue is better.
No, the only person that I think should be ahead of him on a pound for pound list is Usyk. That's it.
Okay.
Because
you think them losses that Bivol loss bother you? That Bivol loss, the way he lost the Bivol doesn't bother you?
He went up in weight though, and again that's two losses
and
how many 60 plus fights.
That's
versus fair. Look how many fights Bud has. Look how many fights Tank has. Tank is maybe one of the biggest stars in boxing, but how many fights does he have? Canelo fights a lot. I don't care if he's fighting John Ryder or Yildirim or whoever, which that does bother me. But I'm just talking about at least he fights. At least we see him in the ring. Sometimes his opponents do bother me. Let me take that back. But I'm talking about at least we're getting him. Now, see, if Tank was fighting 3 bums a year, people would be entertained by it, but they would be clamoring for him to fight better competition as well. I think that's fair. I'm cool with saying that.
That's fair.
Overall, good card, a decent fight, and Canelo wins again, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
he wins again.
For you though,
go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
Nah, I thought you. Whenever you let me know when you're ready to move on to the undercard.
Oh, no, I'm actually but all in all, I mean, I know what I said. My thoughts on Berlanga, but what was your overall thoughts on his fight? Your thoughts on him, now?
Berlanga?
Yeah.
Well, see, the thought coming in.
What do you think? What do you think's next? I think I'm gonna phrase it better. I
what's
we talked about it. What you think should be next for him? Like he should had a good showing. Like now, does he move up to another class now?
Nah, I will fight Caleb Plant.
So basically he does move up to another class because I mean this is different.
Caleb Plant is
never fighting guys
right?
like this.
Caleb Plant is 168, right?
Yeah, he's super middleweight. Yeah, they're both super middleweights.
Yeah, so I will fight Caleb Plant.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Because Caleb Plant he's tough. They're both tough.
They're both tough. They're both tough.
And they both fought Canelo.
Yep.
And he survived Canelo. Caleb Plant didn't.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good point.
And see, if Caleb Plant, who fought Canelo, can fight Benavidez, that means Canelo can fight Benavidez, and vice versa.
And he survived Benavidez. And Caleb Plant, and he survived Benavidez.
He survived Benavidez, but he didn't survive Canelo. So that's take. So anyway, I kind of dodged that. But yeah, I would fight Caleb Plant next. You're both under the same stable right now, at least. No, Caleb Plant. I mean, we know Caleb Plant is PBC, but Berlanga is not, though, is he?
Nah,
Berlanga just signed for this fight.
Nah, this one is. So he's got to be with Matchbox, right?
He's Matchroom, yeah.
He's Matchroom, yeah.
But they can work together though, so that's cool.
Yeah,
they still have.
Yeah. Paul said, "Who is the better boxer?" What you mean, Paul? Who's the better boxer between
which one? Oh, Benavidez or Canelo? That's a tough one. If that's what you're asking.
Oh man, I think at this point in time, I think Benavidez is the better boxer. That's just me though.
Ooh, he got better hand speed than Canelo.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Caleb or Berlanga?
Caleb or Berlanga.
Oh, Caleb is a better boxer.
Oh, Caleb is a better boxer.
I think he's a better boxer. I just feel like Berlanga will have a
just
better
like you saw
because the power is not the same with Caleb.
Yeah, exactly. And we're talking when we talk about that fight, you'll see why I think Berlanga may have an opportunity because I didn't think about Caleb, but I think Berlanga has a chance because of the way Caleb responded to the punching power of the opponent he was fighting. We'll talk about that a little later. But yeah, Ray, we can go to the next round, though.
All right. WBA middleweight champion Erislandy Lara. He stopped Danny Garcia. Wole, should Danny Garcia retire? I'll wait for your response, and I'm gonna give you what my thought is.
Yeah, he should retire. And I've always been a dude that supported, Danny Garcia, even like for a minute. Like the first time I seen him, like I think it was on HBO, and I was like, I like this kid. And then he beat Morales. I liked him even more. And I've always kind of rooted for this kid. I just thought he was like I thought I loved this technique. I thought he was skilled. Obviously, he always used to wait on that left hook. That's his that was his punch. But Danny's done. Like watching this fight, like his father was trying to motivate him. He's like, "Are you okay? Are you good?" He kept asking, "Are you okay? Are you good?" And then like you could see his face. He just didn't look into it, man. And just like even the punch that Lara knocked him out, or the one that ended the fight was like a love tap. It wasn't a real knockout punch. And he went down. So, and he just didn't look responsive, didn't throw any punches. Lara outworked him. It's just like we're talking about a 41-year-old boxer, like outworked you. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, man, and it's an opportunity to win a title. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of the middleweight slot, it ain't the best right now. Middleweight division ain't the best right now, but this is an opportunity to grab a belt and be great, because he kept saying after the fight, like, I want to put myself in a place to be great, and I'm sorry I fell short. But I don't think that you had you ain't look motivated to do all that. Like, you said it, but you ain't look motivated. And yeah, he took some time off. Like, I believe he said like over 700 days. Like, that's the last time he fought. Like, so he had over a 700-day break, basically. So, and he said like the rust probably could have played a part, but I mean, there's rust, but there's like to fight a motivated fight. And I just don't think he was motivated enough in that fight. So personally, to me, I think he should quit. Same thing like what they say about Deontay Wilder. They should quit.
Perfect segue, because you mentioned, remember we had a fun talk or discussion about what should Deontay Wilder do next? Yeah. And we talked about commentary, and that was hilarious. Y'all should go back and check that out. But if I'm Danny Garcia and I'm dead serious, I transition into acting. I try to get in a Creed movie. I try to get into the next great boxing.
I think you'd be good at it.
I had the privilege of interviewing Sean Porter when Sean Porter commentated that Pro Box card here in DC featuring Lamont Rose Jr. And that's what he said he's doing now. He said, the only time you're going to see me in the ring is on the big screen. As a matter of fact, he's in the process of shooting a movie. I know he was talking about he was having some budget issues or whatever. I don't want to put his business out there. But Danny Garcia, actually, I think just based on he's been a good boxer. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's got the kind of pretty boy mentality or reputation. I think he could transition to acting. He could go into commentary as well, but I don't think that's what he really wants to do. He could also train. He could train some up-and-coming Philly fighters. But I'm with you. Here's the thing about him. When he was fighting at the lower weights, like when he's fighting at 140 and he's fighting like a Lamont Peterson, his power was there. Like he was, Lamont Peterson, I feel like got him, to be real. Lamont Peterson came back in the fight, tried to say he was running. But anyway, as he moved up, 47, 54, his power never translated. And then he got to a point in his career and he got to an age where, okay, I'm a fighter at the heavier weights because then I don't have to cut the weight anymore. But as you can see, his performances have not been the same ever since he's been moving up in weight. Even he fought a bad version of Errol Spence, a really bad version. I remember you hit me up right away after Errol beat him, was like, this version of Errol don't even need to go near Book. But then, of course, Errol fights Ugas, looks great. You're like, all right, Errol's ready now. But anyway, the version of Errol he fought was the worst version of Errol we probably saw. Yeah. As boxing fans. And my point is, that's because the more he moved up in weight, the less effective he was as a boxer. But we know Danny Garcia, excellent boxer overall, had a great career. And like you said, 41 years old, Erislandy Lara, who lost to our guy Jared Hurt. Yeah. If you're going to fight somebody, or if you're going to continue to want to fight, I would definitely take fights like maybe like against a Hurt on like a Pro Box TV or something, where you can continue to make some money. You can continue to draw fan interest. Pro Box, the platform is growing. It has that YouTube vibe, and well, not YouTube vibe, but it has that YouTube appeal where most people are on YouTube every day. So he would still receive exposure if he really wants to do this. But as you pointed out, if his heart's not in it, then I wouldn't do it anymore. So I'm with you. I would transition into acting if I'm Danny Garcia.
I wouldn't do no acting. I mean, he could do acting. He has to look. I see. I know what you're talking. I mean, it's cool. Like, I think it's a good idea. I think it's definitely a great idea. I just think he'd be great as an analyst, like for PBC or whatever. I think he'd be. I mean, I know we made jokes about other people, but he would actually be good at it.
You made jokes about Wilder, bro.
I know he would actually be good at it. Like, he would actually be good. Like, he would actually be good. Like, it wouldn't even be a thing. Or real talk. Because him and his dad are like, and hopefully his dad is getting healthier and healthier. But I think him and his dad can actually do like a maybe a YouTube joint like you're talking about, because they're a funny duo. Like I think they could have a YouTube boxing show or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, just like you're talking about Sean Porter, he's in that space and he's doing well for himself in this space. I think Danny Garcia can do the same. You know what I'm saying? So. Oh, we can
meet in the middle. He should start a podcast. There you go. We'll meet.
I think so too. I think that's what I'm saying. I think he could do that. I definitely.
The Danny Garcia boxing podcast would probably.
Yeah, and his dad can be part of the show. Like, it just could be both of them. They can just be talking about the boxers out there, and they know they're very opinionated, right? His pops is very opinionated, so it could be a good show. But if not that, I think he could be great as an analyst. You know what I mean? I think that, to your point, when he talks, he's articulate. He doesn't seem like, the boxing game has gotten him to a point where he's not clear. He's clear when he speaks. He's intelligent. He seems like he's a very intelligent young man. So I think in terms of being an analyst, excuse me, can't speak right now. I think he'd be good at it.
He would be, and like you said, his dad being part of the show would be entertaining. He could join Andre Ward. The All the Smoke team is looking to grow. There's a lot of options out there. There are a lot of podcasts, but again, he had the name, he's got the pedigree. But I'm gonna say this about him. Mm-hmm. If you remember, at one point he talked about how he used to eat Wawa during training camps and how he gained weight. So I know he already at one point when he was really good years ago lacked motivation. So I'm sure the motivation's not there now, just based on what we saw tonight. It's time to move on. But with Lara, I got some ideas for him too.
So who you think? What you think's next for Lara?
I know this fight tonight happened at the catchweight, but I'm going Mel Charlo if I'm Erislandy Lara. That's my next fight. That's Mel Charlo's comeback fight right there. He said, "I'm coming back to 54." He made that announcement.
Okay.
And who's there? You got Lara, who has a belt, and you got Bud, and you got Bud there, who has a belt. It's a good comeback fight for Jamel Charlo. That's the fight I'm taking if I'm Lara, and it's a money fight.
Yeah, I could see him fighting Eubanks Jr. I think that'd be a good for him. For him, I didn't say it was good.
That's a boring fight for me.
I know. I'm saying. I said for him. I know what I'm not talking about for me. If I was talking for me, I would go the route you went with.
Ain't no way. Even that's a free fight, and I ain't watching that.
Bro. Look. I said for him, not for me. Because the dudes you talk, because Charlo take his belt back. He take them belts back.
Yeah, well,
that's what I'm saying. Like I said for him to keep, because he's 41. He on a nice little streak. You want to keep winning fights. And if you look at the top list of middleweights at the moment, you may want to knock those dudes off. So I just feel like you got Eubanks, you got Adamus,
Carlos Adames.
Carlos Adames. So like I think that's a good fight for him at this particular point in time.
Adames, his style is it's
boring.
Another one. Now he remember Gary Antoine Russell? He called what's his name? What's the Puerto Rican boss name? Matias? Not Matias. Is it no. Super Matias. Yeah. Matias, he called him a rock'em sock'em robot.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how Adames is to me. He's kind of like, I can knock you out, but sometimes he don't look like he's the most skilled. I don't know.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, for him though, that's a good fight to build your resume even more. For him. Not for me.
Yeah.
For him.
But you know what though? Eddie Hearn, of course, the zone was part of the match room, was part of this card. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they would definitely negotiate that fight over in the UK.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, I think it'd be all right. I think that'd be the fight for him. But I do like your Charlo better though. I ain't gonna hold you. Your Charlo.
I think it's a really good comeback fight for Charlo. He's been off since the Canelo fight. He's returning back to the weight class that he pretty much dominated before he moved up to fight Canelo. I would definitely fight Lara, get that belt. And then that's when you can start talking trash to Crawford. Maybe you can reignite that, or you just give yourself options.
My man Chief said time for Garcia to hang it up on Instagram.
Adames is at 160 though. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Chief, hang it. Folks saying hang it up.
All right. So IG. We mentioned this name multiple times tonight. Caleb Plant got the TKO over Trevor McCumby in the 9th round after looking. I'm not gonna say shaky. Just McCumby, he was showing that power.
McCumby was ready.
That power.
He was ready.
So now he is the WBA super middleweight champion. What were your thoughts on that fight? I told you already. I thought that was the fight of the night.
I thought the fight of the night definitely was for me. It's just that McCumby was ready. The power, you could tell that Caleb couldn't fight him on the outside early, and the power was getting to him. You know what I mean? He was, Caleb is tough, so he's not going to back down. So it wasn't like Caleb Plant, who I'm referring to. He wasn't going to back down. And to it, they didn't. He had 3 knockdowns, but only called. There's only one.
He was knocked down. Yeah, he was.
To me, those are 2 knockdowns, and you don't know. And I root for Caleb, so it's not like I was rooting for McCumby or whatever. But I'm telling you, like, just being real. That changes like the whole outlook of a fight, right, Ray? That 3 knockdowns. They may even try to stop it too, for real. They called it that way. So I'm not even. So yeah.
Okay. So I'm on social media throughout the fights. I told you I was on my phone.
Yeah.
And somebody they referenced the Virgil Ortiz fight, where remember it was reviewed, and then what was ruled a slip was then changed into a knockdown.
Yeah.
Somebody said, why can't
they reviewed it?
Why can't that be the case?
For this fight?
Yes.
They did review it though, and they said it wasn't a knockdown. That's what killed me. They reviewed it, and they said they reviewed it, and it still wasn't a knockdown. I was like, all right, okay. Those are knockdowns, bro. Like, those are knockdowns. But anyway, even with all that being said, like he didn't have his legs, and it looked bad. It did. It looked bad. And then all of a sudden in the middle part, I want to say, what round was that? I want to say the 5th round when he changed up. I want to say 5th round. I could be wrong if folks in the chat know for a fact. But I want to say the 5th round is where he decided to fight in the booth and take away like that space so he wouldn't use full extension on his power in terms of so Plant was outboxing him in tight quarters, and it was working. He was leaning on him, obviously probably getting him a little bit more fatigued, and then he was hitting combinations when inside the booth, uppercuts, everything. He showed hand speed, and then he got comfortable where he gave a little space, and then now he was just throwing punches, rolling them. You know what I'm saying? Combinations, uppercuts. Hand speed was different. Like, you could just tell, like, Caleb Plant was on it in terms of the sweet sides of boxing. He was there.
It on.
He turned it on. And I was texting Lara, I was like, damn, like this is the best adjustment I've seen in a long time. Like, for where he was at, his legs were wobbly. Like, it wasn't like he had to take time to get his composure. Like, usually when you get knocked out early, I mean, you get your wits knocked down like that. Wits knocked out of you like that, excuse me. It takes you so long to get your legs back. And then by that time, the other dude's ready to finish you off. You don't really have that time. That adjustment was so real to a point where you adjusted and then you just dominated. It wasn't like you adjusted, lost a couple rounds. You adjusted and just dominated the whole fight. So I get big ups to Caleb Plant, and he too had a long break too as well. But it does show something that, because you're never gonna have your best nights at times being a boxer. You know what I mean? But the cool thing about Caleb Plant is, like we talked about before, like you said earlier, his toughness, bro. He displayed his toughness in this fight.
It's funny because he hit the, you know what I'm saying, afterwards, that's the Anthony Durrell celebration.
Yeah, that's
but it just made me think how Caleb Plant had beef with Berlanga during that first press conference, and Canelo's like, "Don't worry, Caleb, I'll take care of him." You know, it was funny. Yeah. And it just leads me to say, based on what you point out tonight, Caleb Plant's toughness, his boxing skills, how he came back, how he made an adjustment, that should be his next fight. And I think the fans would love to see it. There'll be some bad blood. You mentioned that about Benavidez Canelo earlier, but I think that would be the case here. But Plant, I don't have to add anything to what you just said. And right now, it is a fight of the year candidate. Caleb Plant versus McCumby. Who would have ever seen that? McCumby just looked like such a weird dude.
He did.
A lot of people are not really familiar with him. Yeah. And then he comes up with the mullet, the porn stash, and it's like, nah, dude ain't serious. But then he has some power, and he, like you said, he wobbled him. So that's what made it even doper. You got this dude who's weird looking, and he out there throwing hands. You like, oh, and Caleb Plant again. Caleb Plant is a dog. Like, Caleb Plant never looks like he's enjoying life. Like, he always looks like he's. Like,
I know it just never. He just doesn't.
He barely smiles. He always just seems serious. You know, a lot of people always flirting with his wife, who is a PBC like reporter. Yeah. And even though he has this bubbly chick who loves boxing, he seems like he got he's been through a lot in his life. Don't get it twisted. But I'm saying he never looks happy. He's always getting into it with somebody. Always. It's always an altercation with him. So I think you put him in the ring with Berlanga, I think it's fireworks. And Caleb Plant, that grittiness and that determination he brings to the ring is going to be something that boxing fans continue to want to see.
Period. I do, like you mentioned, like, I do think. I think the Berlanga fight would be an interesting one for him. Obviously, he's the better boxer, but just because of what McCumby did in terms of like power and how he was able to wobble him, and when he connected, it was a problem. Like, when he did connect, it was a problem. And if Berlanga connects, it could be a problem as well. You know what I mean? So I do think, to your point, that would be a goal. That would be an interesting fight. I would still pick Caleb because I always go with the better boxer, but I do think that's a more intriguing fight. And it's a good fight for Berlanga. Like, you tested yourself well against Canelo. Caleb Plant is a dude that I think should always be in the title picture. I don't think he's a gatekeeper. I think he's a contender because he's just that skilled and he's tough. I think it's a good test for Berlanga. I think he showed himself that to a point where the Caleb Plant fight is definitely should be a possibility. I agree with you, Ray. I think that I actually that's a great assessment in terms of who Berlanga should fight next and who Plant should probably fight next. It would probably be a Berlanga. I think it's a good fit. Rather than and he's an interim title holder right now, but we know the interim tag will probably go off and he'll be the WBA super middleweight champion. So and he gets to go. He'll have an opportunity to go against. He'll have an opportunity to fight whoever he wants to fight. But I think Berlanga will be a good first opponent for him. On X, in terms of folks thought what was the best fight of the night, the Plant fight. That's my man Q underscore skins said the Plant fight that was brutal. So he said that was a good fight. That was his best fight. My man, on X, Juan underscore G714 said gotta go with Canelo. Abib Johnson said Alvarez versus Berlanga, even though it was a dirty fight at times, and Caleb versus McCumby.
I'm looking at it.
My man, Ruben Sellier Jr. said Canelo versus Berlanga was the best fight of the night. So yeah, personally, I'm with you. Plant's the best fight, but I ain't gonna hold you. That Berlanga Canelo was just because it was maybe one-sided, but it might have been the most like funny, entertaining fight, like the most like around the way. I'm gonna say this: it was like the most around the way fight. Like folks are like, "You hit me dirty, oh I got you. I'm gonna hit you dirty." It was like real petty, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the pettiness. I did. I enjoyed the pettiness.
I wouldn't go that far. I did know Canelo with the elbow and the headbutt.
Yeah, Canelo
is the type that you push him too far, he's going.
Yeah, he's
going ready to take the gloves off and fight for real. But I can't go that far. I've seen Canelo fight so many times. So have you. And Canelo's definitely even the Plant fight was a really good fight.
It was.
But regardless, overall, the card was good outside of Rolly. I just can't watch Rolly box. That's when I rolled out.
Yeah, you watched I didn't watch the Rolly fight. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I went back and I was looking, and
did he look good? Folks who watched the Rolly fight, did he look good? I want to know if he did.
It's Rolly, bro. Like you should have seen it. You got to go back and watch it. I went back and watched enough of it to say it's Rolly.
I'm not gonna go back and watch it. A lot of you.
I don't know what Rolly has done to earn the position that he's in, but he finds himself.
Is he that big on social media to get these fights? I'm trying to figure out why
he doesn't have that big of a presence on social media. I mean, he's lost 2 fights, but really he lost 3 because he lost to Jackson.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I tell you, I don't know why. And he was part of the pay-per-view. He wasn't part of the free part of the fight night. So yeah, I don't know, but. I could have done without Rolly. Other than that, it was overall a good card. Like I said, shout out to PBC. PBC hasn't had a bad card in a while that I can think of. But the one thing they haven't done yet, and hopefully Canelo earned them enough tonight to be able to do, is to have a free night of boxing on Amazon Prime. All of them have been pay-per-views so far. They have not had just a normal night of boxing. They used to have Showtime boxing, like the last fight we covered here in the DMV. That was a free night of boxing. It wasn't pay-per-view. So they need to get back to that, but right now they don't have the money to be able to do it, and that's the problem. So that's an Al Heyman issue, but still a good card overall, like I said. And I mentioned Stephen Fulton. It was good to see him not just get back in the win column, but to be able to get up off the canvas and do it. Where of course social media started going at him like, "Oh man, Cool Boy is down, like he's about to be a wrap," and he came back and he fought hard, just like Caleb Plant did.
So yeah, I like toughness, bro. On our IG, our HBCU legend said, "Is Canelo getting too old?" Ray, I'm gonna let you answer that question.
Age-wise, no, but in terms of mileage, yes, and that's what I'm saying. But tonight, again, I told you this when we started this broadcast. He looked as though he can fight another 2 years. The way
he looks young, he looks spry today, bro.
He's stalking a bigger man. He's still boxing. He's got the high guard. He's still breaking you down, the hooks, the uppercuts, going to the body. Like Paul said, beating the arms up. Canelo is still an excellent boxer. Benavidez is much younger, and that is a dangerous fight. So if he's going to retire, I would go out with a bang with your people and do that fight. But yes, I think Canelo's near the end because of the amount of fights that he had. that he's had, but he has not taken that much damage either. All things considered, the Triple G fights were the most, I feel like, difficult fights for him in terms of how much punishment he actually took. And then it was controversy with that because many thought he lost that first one, which was ruled a draw.
This is in Spanish. I wish I could say it. I wish I knew how to speak Spanish, but this definitely says Berlanga. If somebody can speak Spanish, help me out because I don't know what this is. This is dope.
All right, hey, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I wish I could put that through like Google Translate or something.
I know. Maybe you copy and paste it.
Oh, well, I probably could. Well, yeah, you might have to do that one.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. My man. So on HB on IG, another question for you. Ray said, in terms of HBCU legend, who can beat Canelo?
Wole and I both think David Benavidez is the man to do it. I know Crawford is capable, but I would pick Canelo in that fight. But I wouldn't be shocked if Bud would have win. But I think Benavidez is the only one who is really interested in the fight that could probably get it done at this point, because we already know Bevo beat him, and Better Biev is supposed to fight Bevo, so that's gonna be interesting because Better Biev is even at his age he's real, but again he doesn't have as much mileage as Canelo. But David Benavidez, the hand speed, the way he beats people up, that's the person it is. That's who it is. That's who it is, bro. I got David Benavidez, who needs to come on this show, by the way. He still ain't returned my text message.
I know, right? Thanks, Kyle, man. Thanks for the comments, Kyle. Appreciate it. Huh?
I said somebody holler at him for him. He still ain't returned my text message. I'm about to go through his manager now, bro. I know he read it. He got the iPhone.
Yo, you're stupid, dude. I ain't messing with you, though.
Come on, bro. You like, man, hit me up, bro. I think I know why, man. I think it's my Mexican looks. He thought I was Mexican. He realized I wasn't. He was like, nah, I ain't hitting cuz back.
What the hell? What's that supposed to?
That's my man. No, Benavidez, my guy.
Hey, Benavidez is the boogeyman in division.
He's real, and like I said, he's a little bit taller than Berlanga. Berlanga's about as thick as he is. So again, the height wouldn't be the problem. It's that hand speed and the power over the course of 12 rounds. See, Berlanga didn't have the same power in the championship rounds, but Benavidez will. But I don't think Benavidez stops Canelo though. Canelo he's like the Terminator, like Wole called it. He's like a machine, and he has great defense. He has great defense. Great defense.
He is a savage. What Kyle said? Kyle said, we need to get boxing guests on BSI.
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't know you were interested in that, Kyle. As a matter of fact, Greg Outlaw, you can look him up. The sharpshooter. He's from the DC area. He's a graduate of Bowie State. Went to Bowie State University. His next fight in October is on the campus of an HBCU at Bowie State. It kind of mixes the two. Check him out. Good dude. He's been on this show before. I would love to bring him back as part of BSI, but I want to make sure everybody's aware. But it's a lot of fighters we could get Wole for BSI. Definitely, Wole, you got to join BSI yourself, bro. We got to get Wole on there first, Kyle, before we get a boxer.
Schedule is real, bro. My schedule is real. My schedule is real. Let's see who else we got.
Appreciate you, Kyle, for checking in.
Yeah,
man.
appreciate
Everybody.
you for sure.
Even my man Victor Romero. Shout out Victor Romero. If you can speak a little English, I would love it.
I love to read that, man. I ain't gonna hold you.
He said yes.
He said yes. De la Revant.
No. Don't try it, bro.
Yeah, I know. I did. I was good. I was good in Spanish back in the day. I was. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know that word though.
Let me see, bro.
Decision? Something about bad decision? Is that bad? No.
No, that's not it. That's not it. Damn. I can't even.
That's decision though.
Who George strikes me as a person who could probably read Spanish. I don't know why.
Why do you say that? That's wild.
Because he's so intelligent. It's actually a compliment. Like he just strikes me as somebody who just he's probably like, yeah, I took Spanish 1, 2, and 3 in high school.
I did too.
My man George Tim the Rat is smart, bro.
I know he is.
He follows international sports. He knows sports. I mean, his sports knowledge is through the roof, bro. I missed the podcast actually. Rolling Sports, baby. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to George. Got the wrong name. My bad.
Yeah, I know. He's just like here. He
said French. Yeah. Dang, French. I told you.
I took French in college, and I wasn't good at it. I won't lie to you.
He is smart. I love French actually. Oui. Merci beaucoup.
Oh my God, yo, shut up. Just shut up.
That's just basic. Thank you very much.
I know what it means. I know what it means, though. Hey, he said, "Yo, can I get an urban tea?"
We were just talking about that. That's a sound.
We just talked about this joint. Yeah, Paul. We'll see what we can do, bro. Got you, homie.
You need the hoodie for real. The hoodie's dope. I ain't gonna lie. I like the
hoodie. Is dope though.
The hoodie is dope.
The hoodie is dope.
You want a hoodie, Paul?
Yeah, the hoodie, and we ain't wet. The hoodie is dope. I ain't gonna hold you. The hoodie is dope.
What size you wear, Paul? Don't tell me you dress like one of these youngins.
I want the hoodie. I want
skinny jeans and a medium.
I want the hoodie fit that you got though, because my hoodie fit like baggy. I gotta get another joint that but they ain't had the size I want to make him. They had your size joint to make it.
You wear like large when you really at least an XL, bro.
No. I am an XL now. I'm back to being an XL. But no, when I was fitting large. I was good at large until I started gaining a little bit of weight.
The sun chips is real.
Yeah, the sun chips is real.
Oh, okay. Paul said hoodie.
All right, bro. We're gonna see what we can do, bro. I got you.
Matter of fact, we got hooks in my IFC. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna give it large.
Large. All right,
man. Are you? Yeah. I don't know, because some people on YouTube, some people look, or social media, they look like they're bigger, like Smitty, the one to do the Atlanta Falcons show. I saw a picture. I'm like, he's short as a mother. But I used to be 5'2" in high school, so I'm not joning. But here's the funny part though, is that my man light skin Lou, they doing like giveaways, like ticket giveaways. We could do a shirt giveaway or a hoodie.
We'll do a shirt giveaway.
But we'll hook Paul up, man.
I got you up, Paul. I got you, bro. You faithful to the game, Paul. So I definitely got you.
Let me know, Wale. I got you on that.
Yeah,
I got you on that.
Yeah, we'll see what's up. We'll see what's up.
You wear large. That's my size, Paul. I'm like a buck. I'm like a $158 right now, bro.
Yeah, you're a small dude though. So
wow.
I thought you was going. I thought you more medium for real though. I didn't think you was like a large.
Well, I can wear a medium.
I'm about to say.
Yeah,
I know you wear a medium.
That's more of a, that's when you wash it, it's crop top after that.
That's a problem.
I'm looking like Zeke out there after I wash a medium. So anyway, getting back to boxing. Listen, these post fights have been dope. What's the next big boxing event I'm trying to?
Oh, next week.
Who?
It's Anthony Joshua.
Oh, what time is that though? We'll be doing
afternoon though.
We're doing a post game a post fight in the daytime. You ain't got time in the afternoon.
I do. I may do it. I'm gonna do it.
Black with white letters.
Dude, I would have been out. I would have been out. This dude, I stayed to do this. I would have went out.
Hey, Paul. As a matter of fact, if you go back. Matter of fact, I'll send you the video on Twitter. I'll send you the video of when I was rocking it, or when Wale was rocking it, and it's exactly what you asking for, man. That black hoodie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He said black with white letters. That's exactly.
Oh yeah. That was definitely what it was. Yeah.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
It's actually perfect. Yeah, true. I do have it on file. I go to this company. I have it on file.
Yes, sir. So next week is Anthony Joshua. I expect. Yeah. I want to see.
That's Riyadh season.
Usyk Fury 2 is going to be good.
Who?
Usyk Fury 2 is going to be good.
Yeah, that's Riyadh season though.
It's for the belt. Fight
it's fighting Dubois.
Dubois. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
It's for the belt. Nice thumbs up, whatever.
I hate when that happens. My bad.
I know.
I'm trying to think who was Shakur fight on the undercard of next month.
Shakur's an undercard or somebody?
He was, but he broke his hand, so he's not fighting. I know that, but he was gonna be on the undercard of somebody. Yeah, remind me who it was, y'all. Let me see. Hold up, I can look it up. I can't even look.
Shakur's an undercard of a fight. There has to be a big fight. It's probably is it the Fury Usyk fight? It's got to be a mega fight. He's not going to do an undercard if it's not a mega fight.
I don't know if it's that one. Let me see.
There's so many good fights that's on the.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Okay, he's top ranked. So who's a top ranked fighter?
Who? Shakur's not top ranked no more. He left.
That's right. Oh, he's a free agent.
He with Eddie Hearn. He signed with Matchroom.
He's a Matchroom now. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he may be. Maybe he was supposed to do this fight.
October 12th Riyadh show. Let me look that up. That's what it was. Hold up.
Riyadh. So that would probably be. Well, that doesn't matter. He could be He could be. Is he not? He's not the fight.
No, he was not the. He won. That's why people was kind of like, why you go there to be an undercard? You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's the better BF Beevil. He was gonna be undercard.
Oh, that's smart. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That is a big fight. Oh, that's a big fight.
And according to Turk, that's gonna be $19.99 pay-per-view because he's saying I'm tired of not selling because people don't want to pay for it. So I'm gonna make it affordable for everybody.
Oh, that's what's up. He is smart.
So it's gonna be $20 for that fight, according to him. Now we'll see.
He's a real one. Turk is a real one.
Yeah, he is. So that's a fight that's a fight card that it should be no excuse. That should sell 2 million, if not more, buys, because
that's true.
Everybody should be inclined to pay for it, because if you feel like you have to go to a fight party or you have to steal it, then clearly you don't want to pay for it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Some people pay, but some people pay and they pay something that is some bull crap. You know what I'm saying?
I pay what I need to pay.
I know you do. I know you do.
Yeah, I pay what I need to pay.
Cable guy. I remember back when you used to stay out, you know what I'm saying, out Atlanta, man. Cable guy.
Oh,
cable guy.
Yeah. I got my guy.
Anyway, Wole, does that better be a Bevo fight intrigue you at all, bro?
Yeah, it does. Okay. I think Bevo was like that.
All right, before we get up off this joint, because I don't even feel like 1:30 in the morning. I'm always awake. My man Paul always up too around this time. I stay seeing Paul.
I'm always up, bro.
You do too. You stay texting me like 2-3 in the morning. But
I know I did. Only because I was definitely up. I was definitely up.
This Riyadh card. Let me see. Let me tell you all the fights that's on here.
All right, go ahead. Let it happen, Captain.
If I can find it. I'm looking now. What's crazy is the Ryan Garcia, his suspension almost over because it dated back to the actual fight. So
for real?
He got suspended 1 year. Yeah. Shoot, he'll be back before you know it.
So his fight, when did that happen?
The Haney fight?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris Eubank is fighting on that card. Ben Whitaker, have you seen Ben Whitaker fight in the UK? Light-skinned dude, he's wild.
Yeah, he's wild. I've seen him fight.
Fabio Worley, another light-skinned dude, he's fighting on that card.
I've seen Whitaker fight.
Yeah, he's kind of funny, right?
Yeah, he's funny.
So Shakur was fighting.
Everybody be gassing him up. He's supposed to be the new Prince, right? Everybody try to call him the new Prince.
Nassim,
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a card that it has the potential to be entertaining, but it's also
it ain't the best.
Ain't the best fight audience.
Ain't the best Turk card. Turk usually have them bangers. Ain't the best Turk card.
We know December is Fury Usyk 2,
yeah.
and hopefully Crawford will fight in December as well. Now it all predicates on if Errol can fight. What's his name? The dang tall, lanky dude. Good gosh. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, the dude, what's his name? Fur, whatever. Is it Berlanga or something?
Man, combine Berlanga and for no, it's Fundora.
Right?
Fundora. Okay, so if Spence fights Fundora this year, then that will set up.
I'm laughing at me.
He said Berlanga.
Yeah, I'm laughing at me.
If Spence fights Fundora this year, that will set up the Crawford fight, hopefully. Because Crawford is interested in fighting either one of those guys. Obviously, you already fought Spence. A lot of people wouldn't be interested in a rematch, but at a high
they
weight,
would. They lying to you.
If Spence looks good in the Fundora fight, people would be open to it. And then you got another interesting fight also through PBC now, because I'm trying to think. Fundora fought. Gosh, I'm not.
Oh, you talking about when he beat up? What's his name? He beat
No. You told Tim Tszyu, not Tim Tszyu. Gosh, what is
recently?
Erickson Lubin. He beat up. Remember, he gave him the Martin face. When he beat Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin basically has been on a tear since then. He always comes back stronger from losses. He's interested in trying to either get the Charlo rematch, or he said he would definitely fight Errol, or he would fight Fundora again. So he's in the mix there at 54 too. It's a lot of good fights to be made. And like you said, Turk is doing something for boxing that needs to happen. So between October and December, we could see some great fights happen, and we're gonna be right here, no doubt.
Turk makes if you want good fights on a good card, Turk make it happen. That's what I love about Turk. There's no BSing with Turk. Like if you want to fight, if you want to make the fight happen for real, then you gotta holler at Turk. If you just trying to play the boxing game, the little boxing BS game, then you can do whatever you want to do. But if you want the fight to go down for real and you like desperate and you want it to go down, you work with Turk.
Turk, if Turk could work with Al, which Al is not willing to do at this point, and it's never going to happen from what my man, the boxing source, told me. Boxing could reclaim its stake as one of the top combat sports in the world.
I agree with that. But Turk can't do it by himself. He probably won't even need it.
Turk can do it, but you can't. I mean, without Al has some important names still under his stable.
Yeah, but eventually,
but they are free to fight with Turk though. They can still do it though. So you might be right. You probably right. I agree with that.
Yeah, and eventually, if you don't jump aboard, you won't get left behind because everybody else is working with Turk.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So eventually, if you want it to work,
now that you know Bob Arum is in his 90s, and there's some discussions that he's getting older to a place where he knows. I mean, not being funny, he doesn't have a whole lot of time left.
Yeah, of course.
So that's partly why he was trying to make the Lomachenko versus Tank fight. Like, I'm about to make the biggest fights. So now you're looking at potentially Teofimo Lopez fighting either Ryan Garcia or a Tank. And now people are going to start to negotiate with each other because Bob Arum's like, screw this. I'm not doing a side of the street crap no more. I don't have that much time left. We're going to make these fights. So that's also another factor that could push Al out of the mix if he's not careful.
I'll bet you on this game. Like, he better on this game. It's not like it. He still has, like you say, still has like some guys on his roster, but they're starting to get a little bit more spread out because, like you said, Matchroom got dudes. They got some dudes, and Turk is working with Top Rank and everybody. And Top Rank still got some dudes, and Turk is willing to work with all of them. So Al better jump on board, or his boxers won't get the fights, and them fighting each other ain't gonna work out anymore.
Yeah,
you got Bud. Bud's a free agent. Bud can do whatever. Bud gonna fight. Bud will work with Turk. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to make it happen, you better start jumping on board.
We'll see. Good stuff, bro.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff, man. I like these post fight stuff.
Everybody's a lot of people pulling up late night. I love it when people are up late. My man Kyle Mosley out there. Yeah. He on a different time zone, but still just an hour behind us. He up after midnight. Like Kyle Mosley be up late.
That's like 12. That's not really late though.
12:30. 12:30.
12 is not really late. All right, so we can close this show. Hey, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, tune in, and iHeartRadio. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Also follow us on X at Urban Sports Scene, IG at Urban Sports Scene, and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also, we have a TikTok account, so follow. It's at Urban Sports Scene, so follow us on TikTok. Also, make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching us on YouTube for the first time, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that red subscribe button. Also, like this video. And we appreciate y'all for tuning in late night with the Urban Sports Scene, Ray and myself, Bole. Thank you all for being on, man. Y'all are the real MVPs. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene. For I just Ayedig Deuces. We are out. Peace.